Hey there, and welcome to today's explainer. Right now, I want you to just imagine it's early morning. The sun is just starting to peek over the horizon, casting this incredibly calm, clear light right into your room. The house is completely quiet. Honestly, it's the absolute perfect time for a reset. So today, I really want you to think of me as your mentor, right? We're going to walk through a gentle, beautifully structured sunrise ritual together. Because what we're actually doing here is initiating a mental software update. Before you even think about checking your phone, before all the noise of the day just rushes in, we are going to install the exact mindset you need for financial abundance. Okay, let's get into it. So, I have a question for you. Is your bank account just a reflection of your mind's software? Most people out there believe that wealth is literally just the result of a lucky break, right? Or maybe an inheritance, or some exceptionally high-paying job. But the source material we're looking at today, it tells a completely different story. Okay, let's dive into this because the honest truth is, your financial reality is largely dictated by this invisible script running in your head. Seriously, if you're operating on a script of scarcity, there is no amount of hard work that's going to let you break through to real abundance. Now, to figure out how to actually change that script, we have to define what we call wealth logic. The foundational principle here is kind of mind-blowing. Personal finance is actually 80% psychology and only 20% math. So these 10 affirmations we're going to walk through today, they are definitely not just fluffy wishful thinking. No way. They are logical commands. You can literally think of them as step-by-step neural updates for a total mindset rewire. When you repeat these in the calm of your morning, you're actively priming your subconscious to spot the exact opportunities you used to just completely ignore.
All right, let's move to step one and see how this builds. Step one is all about financial identity.
Look, before we can even talk about making money, we have to talk about who you are. Because, well, here's the hard truth. You just cannot earn more than you fundamentally believe you're worth. So as that morning light fills your room, I want you to really internalize these first 3 affirmations. Number 1. I am a capable manager of wealth, and my capacity to grow it is limitless. See how that instantly shifts your focus? You move away from desperately needing money to logically managing it. Wealth flows to people who know what to do with it, right? Number 2, my value is not defined by my current balance, but by my potential to create. And number 3, I am worthy of financial freedom and the peace it brings. Actually, that third one is absolutely vital. So many of us carry around this heavy financial guilt. You have to logically accept that having more money allows you to do more for yourself and for your community. So drop the guilt.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it fundamentally changes the way we measure progress. On the left side here, we have your current bank balance. We've all been there, right? Staring at that number and letting it completely dictate our self-esteem. But logic tells us that your current bank account is really just a lag measure. It's basically a receipt of your past habits. On the right, though, is your creation potential. That is the future value you are capable of providing today. So tomorrow when you wake up, do not check your balance and just sit there feeling defeated. Instead, focus on your potential. Focus entirely on what you can create. Okay, moving right along to step 2. This one is called seeing opportunity.
So now that we've set a really solid internal foundation, I want to gently guide you into the second part of this morning ritual. We're shifting gears from your internal identity to how you actually perceive the outside world. When you walk out your front door today, how are you going to look at the obstacles in your path? Well, here are affirmations 4, 5, and 6 to help with that. Number 4, I see opportunities for profit where others see obstacles. You see, a wealthy mindset treats a problem simply as a market gap that's just waiting to be filled. Number 5, money is a tool that works for me, not a master I work for. Think of it like this. You are the architect, and money is simply the brick. You command it. And number 6, I attract high-value ideas that solve high-value problems. This is a huge takeaway. Stop going out into the world desperately looking for money. Logically speaking, wealth is simply the reward for solving a problem. So train your brain to look for high-value problems to solve instead. Which brings us perfectly to step 3. Step 3, stewardship and growth. Imagine the sun is fully up now. You're feeling orderly, capable, and calm. This phase, this is all about the discipline of what you actually do when the wealth begins to arrive. Because making it is only half the battle, right? Keeping it and growing it requires a completely different set of logical rules. Let's look at affirmation 7. Every dollar that leaves my hand returns to me tenfold as an investment. So the crucial point here is that we are actively removing the fear of spending. A lot of people operate from a place of scarcity, feeling like every single purchase is a permanent loss. Instead, I want you to replace that fear with the logic of circulation. You aren't losing money, you're deploying it. And then affirmation 8 keeps us super grounded. I am disciplined in my habits and logical in my spending. Listen, wealth isn't just what you make, it is what you keep. This is where your logical, executive brain takes the steering wheel.
And that leads us right to affirmation number 9. My wealth grows even while I sleep because I build systems of abundance. For this one, I want you to just picture a peaceful forest at sunrise. It's functioning perfectly on its own, growing quietly without anyone forcing it to. Well, that is exactly what your finances should look like. Logical wealth is absolutely not tied to the physical hours you work. It's tied to the automated systems and the passive income streams that you create. So prime your morning mind to look for ways to build systems, rather than just trading your time for a paycheck.
All right, let's transition into step 4. We call this one the master key.
So we are now at the final and literally the most powerful step of your entire morning ritual. We've talked about identity, we've talked about opportunity and stewardship, but now we have to connect all of this new mental logic with the highest possible state of receiving. So here is affirmation 10, the master key itself. I am grateful for the wealth I have and the abundance on its way. You might be wondering, why is gratitude logical? Well, because gratitude is actually the highest logical state for receiving. When you are genuinely grateful, you kind of trick your brain into believing it's already in a position of strength, a position of having. And doing this immediately reduces all that stress and anxiety that usually leads to panicked, poor financial decisions. You're calm, you're secure, and when you act from a place of already having, you naturally attract more. Honestly, it's just simple wealth logic.
Now for the practical part. Let's look at tracking your mindset rewire.
We have our 10 affirmations, right? But a ritual really only works if it becomes a habit. And as your mentor today, I don't just want to give you some inspiration and send you on your way. I want to hand you the actual practical tools for the next 30 days of your journey. Let's shift from all this theory into how you actually apply this every single morning without fail. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how to structure your 30-day wealth mindset rewire. You can just use this table as your daily habit tracker. As you can see, step 1, identity, covers affirmations 1 through 3, locking in your goal to focus on management and future value. Step 2, opportunity, uses affirmations 4 through 6 to train your eyes to see those market gaps. Step 3, stewardship, which is affirmations 7 through 9, constantly reminds you to circulate money and build systems. And finally, the master key, affirmation 10, grounds you completely in gratitude. This is your orderly, structured checklist. If you check these off every morning for 30 days, just watch how your reality starts to shift.
As we close out today's explainer, I really want you to physically lock in these new neural pathways. Remember, wealth always starts with a whisper in your mind before it becomes a roar in your reality. So take a deep breath right now, get ready to completely conquer your day, and ask yourself, are you finally ready to overwrite your old programming and boldly declare, I am wealthy? Practice this routine daily, master your logic, and I will see you next time.